Kabuterimon's Electro Shocker.
After walking, I presume, for hours, everybody decides to take a little break, which causes Izzy to check on his laptop to see if
It's expired. Hey, Izzy, I know how to get it to boot up. You just gotta give it a couple of subtle adjustments.
Quit it! Are your brain cells malfunctioning?
Gosh, you're acting like I'm hurting the dumb thing.
Too bad your brain isn't as big as your hair. Maybe Izzy doesn't want grimy fingerprints and dents all over his computer.
I don't know, Sora. Ty's method actually did work well on my Super NES and my N64 consoles. So Ty sees black smoke off into the distance, so he and Agumon go check it out while Izzy checks on his laptop, finally, to see that if it works. It does, but unfortunately it needs to recharge.
That's odd.
No, Izzy, it's not that odd. Electronics with low energy is quite common after long uses, and requires a charger to actually get it back to 100%. I thought you were smart, Izzy. Gah. Ty yells at everybody to come on over, and they do. As they get closer to Ty, they see the black smoke is coming from a factory.
Let's hope they can manufacture a way for us to get home.
Funny. As they enter the facility, they discover that the factory is up and running, but nobody is there, so they split up and look around. Ty, Joe, and Sora go one way, while Matt, TK, Mimi, and Izzy go another. Izzy and Titamon split up from the group after their group discovers the power supply room with a gigantic battery in the hopes that to recharge not only Izzy's laptop, but to tap into its power so they can try and get some help. Which is probably for the best because both Matt, TK, and Mimi just look around the factory and see things assemble and disassemble at the assembly line. Riveting stuff. Meanwhile, Ty and his group discover a monster of the day named Andromon, who was caught in between machine gears and they try to pry him out. After Ty accidentally falls back into a lever, the gears begin to move, and unbeknownst to Ty and the others, a black gear penetrates the leg of an unconscious Andromon and set him free. After when Agumon gives Andromon the old Super NES treatment, Andromon comes to and grabs Sora by her leg. Luckily, Biyomon sets Sora free and Agumon momentarily slows down Andromon, and they make their escape. Meanwhile, Izzy discovers coding within the walls of the battery. He tinkers with it and the factory's power is off, but then he turns it right back on immediately by using his metallic paint pen. Izzy continues to study the coding within the walls. As Izzy examines, Tintomon makes conversation with him, which leads to a very intriguing backstory on Izzy, but we'll save that towards the end of the video, because as soon as he snaps out of his flashback, his laptop goes crazy, and after 5 episodes in, Izzy finally gives these devices a name. And that's not all. His laptop briefly shows a map of the location that they're at, and Titamon begins to burn up. Before he can try to make a breakthrough, Izzy shuts out the program within his laptop, and Titamon goes back to normal, and his Digivice stops. Meanwhile, in Ty's group, they are running away from the Andromon, and dodging Andromon's lightning blade attacks. Luckily, Ty uses a machine to stop Andromon after he and his group just got done hanging around in a vicarious situation, and they make their escape again. Matt and his group are already on top of the roof after just got done touring the factory, and Izzy catches up with them and gives them the old 411.
So what's up?
Well, the computer program operating this factory is what's producing the generating power to keep it going. Even more incredible, in Digiworld, basic data and simple information are a living, viable substance. It's alive!
And right on cue, Ty and his group ask the others to evacuate the factory at once, but it is too late. Andromon catches up with them after just blasting through the roof. As Andromon begins his attack, both Matt and Gabumon and Ty and Agumon spring into action, and on both occasions, Izzy sees their Digivices glow. Greymon and Garurumon fight Andromon, but they are outmatched, which brings up a very interesting theory from Sora on why they cannot take down Andromon easily.
He's more powerful than either of our Digimon!
Maybe because he's all machine. It's almost like he's digivolved far beyond the other Digimon.
And just when you think all hope is lost...
Looks like there's no hope!
Hold on a minute, Matt. Gosh. Tentomon has an idea.
Try re-entering that program that activated your Digivice.
What for?
I believe that's the key to my Digivolving.
So Izzy types in the same exact sequence that he used back at the power supply room, and then...
It's time!
Wow, that sounded so menacing. So Tentomon digivolves into Kabuterimon and helps out. During the fight, Izzy notices sparks coming from Andromon's leg and tells Kabuterimon to shoot at his leg with an Electro shocker. And he does, causing the gear to, once again, come out and disintegrate, causing Andromon to return back to his normal self. After the fight, as a form of an apology, Andromon tells the group in order to escape the factory, he shows them the tunnels to the underground waterway. So they take it and they bid farewell to Andromon.
I know I can do this. Really, I can. Okay, ready, set,
Okay, that only took 4 minutes. Let's get out of here.
Wow, Mimi, really?
Am I the only one who finds strolling leisurely through the sewers just the slightest bit disgusting?
Tell me the truth, Izzy.
Oh, so you guys aren't going to bring it up? Not at all? So as they're walking through the sewers, TK asks Izzy if he can do the same thing that he used to help Tentomon digivolve to make Patamon digivolve as well. Izzy tries it, but his laptop shuts off. Both Ty and Agumon try to NES N64 Izzy's laptop again, but karma sucks and then they accidentally conk each other in the head.
a toy.
Now that you boys have holes in your head, maybe your brains will get enough oxygen.
You know how you always put your friends down? Anyways, that's where the episode ends. Two things that stood out to me in this episode. The first one being was a conversation between both Izzy and Tentomon in the power supply room. To make it a long story short and to paraphrase, Tentomon pretty much tells Izzy, "Why are you on your laptop instead of socializing with others, going out to the beach, etc.? Is there something that made you feel this way?" And then we cut to a small glimpse of a flashback of Izzy eavesdropping on his parents. So, what did Izzy hear from them during the eavesdropping that made him act like an introvert? Well, we're going to have to wait for that episode to come out now, will we, to know the answer. The final thing is, during the throwdown between Greymon, Garurumon, and Andromon, Sora insinuates that the reason why Andromon is harder to take down than the past Digimon before him is because he's a level higher than them. A level higher, huh? Let's explore that for a future episode. But good observation, Sora. Even though they were lucky this time, hopefully the next monster they encounter will be much easier in the next episode.